Do you want to sing that as the opening theme song?
Nope.
That's awkward. Oh my gosh, I'm making a dating video on Valentine's Day.
It's not Valentine's Day.
They're gonna be
Oh,
watching it on
true.
Thursday.
True.
Isn't that so romantic? No. Look, it looks like I'm missing a tooth.
It does actually.
I can't smile at all during this video. It's not.
No,
I can't get away from this whole missing tooth thing.
my arm.
I just won't smile. Hey guys, I got into a fight. Now my tooth is missing.
Be hillbilly.
Hillbilly. I'll go like this.
Oh, bam.
Damn it!
Just don't smile so big.
So anyway, it's Valentine's Day, and I'm talking about dating, so that's really exciting. I think that I have a really good perspective on dating within transition because I have dated people before I transitioned, during my transition, and what I consider to be post-transition. Just quickly about my dating experiences pre-transition. It's difficult if you're dating someone and you who is a lesbian, and you have to come out to them and say, oh, well, I will no longer be your girlfriend, I will be your boyfriend. I was dating someone who had just like very, very recently come out as a lesbian and was like starting to appreciate her identity as a lesbian and like embrace it. And then I was like, hey, sorry to rain on your parade, but I'm a guy now, so. But she was very supportive and she took it really well and she stuck by me. My whole theme here is going to be that it's going to be different from person to person, and that if the person that you're dating sucks, then it's gonna suck. And if the person that you're dating is awesome, then it's going to be a more positive experience than if the person that you're dating sucks. Pretty self-explanatory. So then I dated someone when I was in the stage where I was stealth and I had to come out to her. The reason that I'm mentioning this is because my experience with that and my experience in my relationship that I'm in right now was very different. So I had to come out to her myself, and she took it well, and we dated for a little bit, and her parents didn't know, which I thought was cool at the time because I had never dated someone whose parents didn't know. I realize now that I'm dating someone whose parents do know that I would never want to be in that situation again. Whoa, it was really dark. I now know that I prefer to have the person who I'm dating have their parents know. Another side note about dating during transition is that it's really easy. I call transition a very selfish process because it should be all about you, and it's really easy to have a relationship get swept up in a transition and have it be all about that instead of about a relationship. And I think that if you are dating someone and transitioning at the same time, then you really have to take time out of your transition to put extra focus into the relationship, just to make sure that you're still actually focusing on the relationship and that you have a healthy relationship, because if you don't, it can just get bad really quickly, which is an experience that I had. However, I am now dating what I refer to as post-transition, so I'm just gonna talk about that now. What do I say? You're sitting right next to me, so I guess I can't talk shit about you. Okay, so I have dated people who identified as lesbians, which I won't do again. I have dated people who identify as straight, which I prefer not to do, just because I thought it was cool, and but I found myself like thinking a lot, oh, like they've dated cis men. Like, are they comparing me? Not to say that the person that I am with now hasn't been with cis men, because she has, but for whatever reason, I just don't really find myself thinking that a lot, and don't find myself really second guessing myself about that so much. Well, my girlfriend's name is Michaela. Say hi. She waved. Or maybe she didn't, you don't know. What would you say you identify as? Nothing? Queer? She identifies as queer, everybody. And I think that for me, it's like what Chase said. Chase said that he identifies as queer, so he likes dating someone who identifies as that too. I kind of agree with that. I think that it's just more open, and I think that Michaela and I both see it as kind of like we don't really see gender in like the way that we date. We just kind of like love who we love, which currently is each other, so that works out well for both of us. I I had a different experience coming out to her because I didn't come out to her. Our coworker actually just like randomly told her one time, and that actually worked out for me really well because in my When You Should Tell People video, I basically said that if you want to be intimate with them or you realize that you do want to date them, then you should tell them ASAP. And that was like a really big stressor for me, like telling people. And I didn't have to do that with her. So she already like was getting to know me and hanging out with me knowing that I was trans, and hooking up with me knowing that I was trans, which is a big help. And I also felt that I didn't have to like lie about my past to her. I could like tell her that I did like gymnastics and dance and shit. And she wasn't like, what? So that was helpful. What else? Her parents know. She told her mom like pretty immediately, right? Yeah, she told her mom like pretty immediately. Which, you know what? I agree with Emery when he says that he's many things before he's a trans man, and he's a man before he's a trans man. So, you know, he doesn't feel like he has to have his significant other be like, I'm dating someone and he's trans. And I agree with that, but I think it wasn't more of like a this is his defining attribute thing. I think it was more like she's really close with her mom, so she would have shared that no matter what. Something that I agree with in Emery's video is that he said that it's important to date someone or be involved with someone who will advocate for you, which I think is really important. Whether I was trans or not, I would hope that she would advocate for me anyway. Hint, hint, advocate for me. Okay. But that I know that she does, and I know that she would be ready to if anyone ever said shit to her about it. And I know that she was ready to when she told her mom, and that's fine. That's cool. That's good. So, I don't know. What about us? We're like in love and stuff. It's cute. I made this card for her for Valentine's Day. I drew this. That's cool, huh? That's so impressive. Look, here you go. That's her name, Michaela. I hope that's not backwards. She wrote this cute, like, letter. We're cute. We work together. It's pretty toxic. We see each other, like, every day. What else? That's, like, it. I mean, my advice to you, this isn't advice week, but I'm gonna give you free advice anyway, is just to find someone that you're really comfortable with and that will advocate for you and will be understanding and just love you for who you are and not want to change you, because I think that that's the most important thing to find in any relationship, but especially if you're trans. I don't think that being trans really comes up a lot in our relationship. Neither does she. I don't really think it comes up at all. I think that in the beginning there was some dysphoria happening and whatnot, but I mean, that wasn't an issue with our relationship, that was just with me. That's it. That's all. Next week is something, and I'll talk about it. That's all I know. So, okay. Happy Valentine's Day. If you're single, YOLO, be proud. See you next Thursday.